Hey everybody, it's Missy with the Shimmers Education Team, and I'm back with another layout today. And I just wanted to remind you before I get started that when you place an order at the Shimmers website, if you mention my name when you check out, then you can get yourself a free product of your choice. So don't forget about that. So I'm going to create a layout today featuring the brand new Paste-eez. And if you don't know what the Paste-eez are, they're one of our new products, and they are a beautiful dimensional texture paste that dries with a flat finish. So these don't have any sparkle. And if you do want sparkle, we have dazzlers and textures. Plenty of sparkle in the Shimmers Paints store. But these are a flat color and they're so pretty, and all I'm doing is smudging some through the stencil onto white cardstock. These blend together so nicely, and I wanted to show you guys how easily they blend together, and you really don't even need a lot of the paste. I started with the pink, it's called Raspberry Sherbet, then I moved on to that pretty orange peachy color, it's called Peach Fuzz. The yellow that I'm using, there are two yellow colors. This one is more of a golden color and it's called Hold the Mustard. And I'm just kind of blending them together, one color right up next to the edge of the other color, and they're so pretty. They're so pretty by themselves, but to me, blending them together, you get these new shades and it's just so cute, so pretty. I love it. So I'm just kind of peeling the stencil back and seeing what it looks like as I go. I'm just trying to create an interesting background here. And at this point, I don't even know what picture I'm going to use. I have not even chosen it. Now this really pretty light blue color is called Baby Boy Blue. And when you mix that with the pink, you're going to get this really pretty light purple color. And I'm thinking how much do I want to add? I wanted to create this really cool background design, but I wasn't sure how big I wanted it. And that's one thing about this technique, is knowing when to stop, because it's so much fun that you just want to cover your whole paper. And that's okay if you do that. But I was trying to not do that for this layout. The green aqua color is called Tree Hugger, and it's so pretty. Honestly, can't pick a favorite of these colors. And this does take a little bit of time to dry. It dries very nicely with the heat gun, which is what I'm going to do here in just a minute. And if you've used the dazzlers and textures before, these don't take as long as those to dry. And they do take a while because it is a texture paste, so you're going to have a little bit of, raised up paint there, and so it's not going to dry as fast as something that's flat onto the paper. And so I've got it pretty much dry. It's still a little bit wet in some areas, and I tried this out. It didn't work as much as I wanted it to. I tried to dilute some of the paste with water and use it for splatters with my brush, and it's really thick. And so I think if you want that to work, you have to really add a lot of water to it, which it will if you keep adding water. But I got some little splatters, but nothing, no really big ones. So what I'm going to do is just dilute this with some water and a couple of the colors, and then just kind of use it as a paint and kind of paint in some of the white spots just to give a little light shade, because it's very light when you add water to it like this and you thin it out. It just gives a very pale color of whichever color you're using. And they're easy to mix together, just like I'm doing there to create that different orangey shade when you mix the pink and the yellow together. And this was kind of an experiment. I really was just playing around with it to see what I could get. So I try to add some more splatters with the pink. I just had to add a little bit more water and really flick the brush, but it does work. It's not as easy as if you were using a liquid spray. So I'm just going to dab a little bit of that up with my paper towel, and I love how that looks. I love the colors, and I love the roughness of it. It's not perfectly straight, and I didn't use the entire stencil. I just kind of made the edges kind of wonky, I guess you could say. Now what I'm going to do now is come in with some spray colors here from Shimmers. So just add a little bit of watercolor messy splotches around the edges. The pink that I just used is Vibes Sweetheart. The one I'm using now is a golden color. It's Glorious Day, and that's a Vibes. This is a Colorings, Well Blue Me Down, and these are all colors that match the colors that I've already got going here with the paste. This is Vibes Jenny B Blue, and I don't have this turquoise color, but I wanted to add a little bit of that into my background. And I still don't even know what I'm going to do next. I just wanted to create this background and then go from there. I wasn't sure if I was going to use a color photo, a black and white photo. Sometimes I just want to make a background and then go from there. And so that was what I was doing today. And this is one of my favorite kind of layouts to make, is just get out some white cardstock and see what you can come up with. Okay, I rummaged through my pictures and I decided to go with the summertime pool picture. This is my daughter Paige from a few years ago, and I love how it looks with this background. Since I've got some of that turquoise aqua color over on the right, her swimsuit kind of picks that up. And I accidentally stuck my picture in some of the texture paste that was not dry. I thought it was, but all I had to do was smudge it off with a paper towel and it came right off the picture. But anyway, I'm going to have her over on the right side of the page to balance out the blue colors, and also because she's looking in that direction, so it looks like she's looking across the page. Now, I don't even use a specific collection for this. I just kind of call this a from scratch layout, where you just kind of use bits and pieces from your drawer or your, whatever's on your desk to make it. So I'm just pulling out some of my washi tape. I have not used washi tape in a while. I've got a pink and white stripe and then an orange color. This is a floral color that actually contains all the colors that I've already used. Orange, pink, aqua. And I'm just going to kind of create a little frame around the picture using this washi tape, just to kind of make it stand out a little bit more. And I thought about adding some other pieces of the tape around the texture paste area, but decided against it. It's just pretty the way it is, and I didn't want to cover up any of it. Now this roll of washi tape is from Freckled Fawn, and it's got little scallop borders on it. It's got tags, little like date tab things, and I just thought the colors matched perfectly. That's some white adhesive foam, and I got that at Walmart with a big pack of different colored, very, very cheap, and it's perfect for adding dimension with your photos or your embellishments. And that's a little date piece from the washi tape. So before I glue anything down as far as the photo goes, I'm going to add some thread, and this is just going to be for extra little pops of color, and it's just going to add to the messy, artsy look of the layout. And while I said this is one of my favorite types of layouts to make, it can be challenging because I don't have a collection in front of me, so I don't necessarily have stickers or chipboard or anything like that laying out. I really have to go search for it, and I have to really think about, what matches this? And do I want to add black? Because I have a lot of random, black stickers with, or black accent stickers, things like that, hearts and arrows. But I didn't really want to add black to this since my photo was in color. I wanted to stick with all the brights. So I decided to work on the title until I could decide about embellishments. And I pulled out some thickers from my stash. These are white foam thickers, but I didn't want them to be just white. So I'm going to use the same texture paste and color them. I'm just going to dip my finger in the paint or in the paste and just smudge it right on. And I'm trying to come up with a title, and I couldn't think of something clever because I've done so many summer pages in my scrapbooking life that I think I've used every summertime title there is. So I'm just going to name this page Sweet Paige because that's her name. So I made her name here, and I'm going to try to create that orangey yellow color. And of course these letters are still wet. I cannot wait for them to dry, so I'm very carefully sticking them down onto the layout. And that's something cool about white alphas, as you can change the color and do whatever you want to them. I did go to my Cameo and cut the word sweet on white cardstock, and I love how it connected with this font. This font is called Shoreline, and it is the coolest, my most favorite cursive scripty font. I just love how neat it is. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to just dip my finger in the tree hugger and give it some color here. And it fits right over her name. The way the EET kind of is higher than the W, it fits perfectly in that spot, and I love how it looks. So this is something else that you could do with the Paste-eez. You don't have to just use it through a stencil. You can water it down and use it with a brush. You can just smudge it with your finger like I'm doing here. It's pretty versatile, I would say. Now, I didn't want the entire word to be green, since the S and the W are going to be closer to the teal aqua part of the background. I kind of wanted to make it stand out a little more, so that's why I made it 2 different colors. I love how that fits right over her name. Love how that turned out. So I'm just going to come back in with a little bit of the liquid just to jazz up the W a little bit more. And I love how this is looking. And you know, the more I worked at it and the more I looked at it, the more I decided it didn't really need a lot of embellishing. And you don't always have to add a bunch of embellishments. I mean, something in our brains, I think, always tells us we need more embellishments, we need more embellishments. And usually, you know, that's something we do and something that we like. But the more I looked at this page, the more I loved the background. And I did not want to cover a lot of it up. I feel like I've already covered some of it up with the picture, which I knew I was going to do, but I don't want to cover up any more of it. I think it's pretty as it is, and I don't feel like I need to add a bunch of other stuff. I think the picture stands out, the background stands out, so I'm going to come in with some sequins. Just a little bit of these beautiful pink sequins. These are from Spiegel Mom Scraps. If you ever need sequins, visit Spiegel Mom Scraps. She's got a ton of mixes, different shapes, different sizes, every color you could imagine, and these pink ones are so pretty. So I add just a little bit of those for some added sparkle, and then I'm going to come back in under her name with a couple of those same washi tapes and just kind of add a couple of torn strips right under the name there. And I added the date stamp on top of the little date sticker. And you can't really see here, but the texture paste is dried on her name, and it's real bumpy, and it looks really cool because I kind of left it thick, and whenever I use my finger, it looks like icing on a cake. So one of the last things I'm going to do is come in and add my journaling, and then I thought, well, maybe I'll add just a few stickers. So these are in my bin on my desk constantly. They're just some random me and my big ideas clear stickers. Well, some of them are clear stickers. These are Heidi Swap. These are all just random stickers that get stuck on my desk. And I just went through them and, looked and see what matched. I had a little aqua flower puffy sticker, a little orange arrow. This is a golden heart with an arrow through it. And that little sticker by her name says #perfect. And then these are always in my little stash bucket too. These are the Tim Holtz word and phrase stickers. I added a few of those and did a little bit of machine stitching. And that's the layout. I love how this turned out. I'm obsessed with these Paste-eez and the colors. You guys have got to check them out. They are so worth it. They are beautiful. So I hope you guys enjoyed this because I had a lot of fun putting it together. It was definitely one of my favorite pages that I've made in a while as far as using mixed media and things like that. So please let me know if you guys have any questions. I really, really appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you visit the Shimmers Paint store and check out all the new products. I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you in the next video.